What's happening, guys, and welcome back to another great video on our channel. Donald Trump is without a doubt the richest person to have ever lived in the White House, so let's take a look at Donald Trump's $3 billion empire. Number 4. Who is Donald Trump?
Today, I'm very proud of myself.
Donald John Trump was the 45th President of America from 2017 to 2021. He's an American politician, media figure, and entrepreneur. Trump was included as having a part of his family's estimated $200 million net worth on the first Forbes list of affluent persons in 1982. Between 1990 and 1995, he was taken from the list due to financial difficulties in the 1980s. Trump officially stated a net worth of about $10 billion after filing necessary financial disclosure forms with the Federal Election Commission, or FEC, in July of 2015, despite the FEC's records showing at least $1.4 billion in assets and $265 million in liabilities. His net worth was reported to be $4.5 billion in 2015 and then $3.1 billion in 2018. Trump bought the New Jersey Generals of the United States Football League in September of 1983. The league disbanded after the 1985 season owing to Trump's strategy of relocating games to the autumn when they competed for viewership with the NFL and attempting to force a merger with the NFL by filing an antitrust complaint against the organization. The Tour de Trump cycling stage event, which was an effort to establish an American analog of European races, was named after Trump in 1989 and 1990. Number 3. Donald Trump's real estate empire.
Donald Trump's impeachment trial may not be the biggest crisis he's facing. Behind the scenes, a potent threat to his real estate empire.
He has $1.2 billion in commercial real estate. Much of Trump's fortune is based on a few multi-use buildings in Manhattan, including 125,000 square feet of retail space in the normally bustling Midtown neighborhood. As a result of the coronavirus keeping potential buyers at home, the value of those residences has plummeted. Commercial properties worth $1.9 billion before the outbreak are now worth $1.2 billion. He has $148 million in residential real estate. Trump's huge real estate business spans the United States and includes around 500 residential units. While precise valuations are tough to come by, Forbes reduced the value of those units from $235 million to $148 million this spring, in part due to weaker stock prices of publicly traded firms in the same industry. He has $38 million in the hospitality industry. Hoteliers around the country have been struggling, and the Trump Organization is no different. The Trump International Hotel, which is located across the street from the White House, is now worth $38 million to the corporation. The expected value was $107 million before COVID-19 took hold. He has made $42 million in licensing and management of hotels. When you're as well known as Donald Trump, you don't have to put your money on the line to earn money in real estate. You can just license your surname to other developers who want to use it on their structures. The Trump Organization has 50 license or management agreements in place across the world as of 2017. Number 2. Donald Trump's other earnings adding to his empire. He has made $217 million through golf courses. From Colts Head, New Jersey to Dubai, the Trump Organization has a variety of unique golf facilities. While most of these courses still allow golfers to play, the high cost of membership doesn't make them recession-proof. Their aggregate value, according to Forbes, is $217 million, which is down from $271 million before the coronavirus. He's made an extra $295 million in other properties. Despite the economy stumbling, several of the ex-president's elite clubs are holding up rather well. Forbes' Dan Alexander says, Mar-a-Lago is valued more like a billionaire's trophy than a working business, which appears to buffer the impact of the present slump. And finally, he has another extra $160 million in cash. The former president's rainy day stash isn't too terrible. Even before the health problem, Forbes estimates that Trump had $160 million in cash. It's one asset type that hasn't lost value in a year when home values and stock prices have plummeted. Now that you have a look at Donald Trump's $3 billion empire, continue on with us to find out what's next for Donald Trump. Number 1. What's next for Donald Trump?
And despite his acquittal in the Senate, former President Trump is facing several state, civil, and criminal investigations. Among them,
obtaining an exact estimate of Donald Trump's net worth is very hard due to his complicated privately owned business. One thing is certain though, the former president's previous boasts about his net fortune, even before the coronavirus, appear to be greatly exaggerated. According to a more recent Forbes estimate, his current net worth is a little over $2 billion. However, based on his federal financial records, determining Trump's net worth is nearly unattainable. The most current statement, which was filed in July of 2020 and was for the year 2019, provided extraordinarily broad ranges for the valuations of his properties. Many of his homes, for example, were described as being worth above $50 million. This is complicated by the fact that these figures are self-reported and unaudited, and they contradict figures provided by the Trump Organization to state and local tax officials. But do let us know what you guys think about all of this in the comments down below, and we'll see you guys again later in another great video. Take care now.